What's going on, guys? Shanks here, coming at you with a Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today this is a April 1st, I believe it's April 1st, Yu-Gi-Oh Banlist discussion. Now, and predictions. So, this is basically, just looking at it already, you can kind of see it, but I'm going to go in-depth on my choices. But these are the things that I think should get banned, put to 1, 2, and 3, all those things. And if you're wondering what these little Helios guys and Last Day of the Witch are doing here, these are literally just to show these are banned, limited, just so I remember, because I'm not very good at remembering those kind of things. But yeah, so this is my ban list, and I'm just going to go in depth about it, because I think a lot of things should get hit. I think this should be a big ban list. I think there's a lot in the meta, and a lot of things that are stupid. So yeah, let me get into this. So, for banned, I think what should be banned, only 2 cards. I think you should ban Sacrifice, because Sacrifice is one of the hearts of the Qliphort deck, but if they ban Sacrifice, you can still use Qliphorts. Like, they're still very viable. I just think that Sacrifice should be banned, or it could go to 1 and still work, but, like, it definitely should be banned, because it's just, it's like a free search, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. If the card is sent to the graveyard, which is from tributing, then you can, or even destroying it, you get to search a Qli. That's kind of dumb, and you can also use it for tributing other monsters. It's a little crazy of a card, and 300 attack can be helpful, and they can't be destroyed by battle is humongous. So you can just sit there with the Qliphort. I think it's a dumb card. It shouldn't even, like, it should have been made. Like, it was a good thing they tested it out, but I think it's just a little crazy, and I think that should be banned. And the other thing is Jin. I think Jin easily could get banned, because it's just dumb. Like, I know, like, you can't put it to 1, because Nekroz players usually play 1 and side 1, like Patrick Hoban did, but they usually do that so they can go with, like, double Jin lock if they have to, but, like, they can run 2. But Jin's dumb, because 1 Jin can be used twice. So, and you could just basically Vanity's Emptiness without the hole. You can get rid of it with MST thing. Not to mention that the Nekroz have a lot of protection cards, so it's going to be really hard to get over all their monsters, like Valkyris and things. So, just Jin's, like, really dumb. I think it should be banned, because it basically makes you stop from, like, it stops you from playing. It's just dumb. So yeah, definitely should be banned. And up next, the cards I think should go to 1. I think Demok should go back, because I know you can get spell cards from your graveyard to your hand and everything, recycle everything, but it wouldn't be that crazy. Like, maybe decks like a Teledad deck could use it, but, like, this is really, like, it's not gonna do much. Like, spells are crazy still, like, you can get some crazy spells in the game. I don't think it would be much, but what I do want to say, the next card on the list is Monster Reborn should go back to 1, because I thought it was a well-designed card. It wasn't bad at all. I think that it should obviously go back. It's just a cool card. It was wicked helpful. But I just think that if Demok comes back, Reborn shouldn't come back, and vice versa. So, I think that it's one or the other, kind of. Because if Reborn comes back, because a lot of things go to the grave and stuff, but there's still decks that run macro nowadays. Like, you got Yosenju and Ritual Beasts. So, banishing cards is kind of frequent. You got Karma Cuts. I don't think Reborn will change the game too much. So, yeah, I think Reborn should probably come back. I think Demok should come back more than Reborn. But if Demok comes back, I think Reborn's a perfectly safe card to bring. Just not both at the same time, because recycling Reborns would be stupid. But, yeah, because you could just do crazy shenanigans. Like, you could add Reborn back from the graveyard and then play it again just for fun if you get rid of your Demok for something. So, and bring Demok back and keep looping them, kinda. But yeah, so I think that one of these should go to 1. Then next I have Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. So, Burning Abyss, and I also have Virgil, too, for Burning Abyss. I forgot to mention that, but I'll get to that in a second. But everyone's just saying, put Fire Lake to 1, put Fire Lake to 1. But I think everyone forgets that there was a Burning Abyss deck that used 1 Fire Lake, and it topped regionals and stuff, and it was just a little crazy. And they run, like, no traps. You could ban Fire Lake, and Burning Abyss would be perfectly fine. Just, Fire Lake is a very good card. It should be put to 1. It's too much of a toolbox, but, like, a toolbox thing to use. Like, you can basically toolbox your entire deck by blowing up any 2 Burning Abysses you want. mainly because like this card's so unbalanced because you can special summon any 2 Burning Abysses and then Fire Lake them, or you can obviously go 2 and then get Dante and then you have him as a Fire Lake target. It's a little bit of a crazy card, and destroy up to 3 cards on the field. That's insane. So yeah, Fire Lake definitely put to 1, and I think Virgil should be put to 1 because from looking at it, like already reading it, like it's just crazy. Like you shouldn't be able to go into Virgil. Like Dante is enough. If every time I've played against Burning Abyss players, they always go into Dante's and things, and then if you summon a monster that's bigger than Dante, Burning Abyss will either lose if they don't draw into Rubik's or get searches, which happens all the time, or they'll win from summoning Virgil. And Virgil's just a poorly balanced card because it's 2500 attack, and you can ditch any Burning Abyss card, which always ends up being a plus. And then you get to spin another card on the field. So that doesn't go neg. You literally just get like a free castle spin, and then if Virgil dies, you get to draw a card. So he's not a neg at all. And then he's just crazy. Like, and then you can reuse the Rubik, so you really only need to draw 1 Rubik, and you can keep going into Virgil. And I think that if they had 1 Virgil, they would play a little bit more safe because they wouldn't be able to get over everything. But they still have their 3 Dante, and they still have a Fire Lake, which is searchable. So like they could still go in and do crazy things. But I think both of these should go to 1. It would hit Burning Abyss. I don't think they should be around as a big top deck, like because if Qliphorts get hit and Nekroz get hit and they only lose 2 Fire Lakes, Burning Abyss would be the top deck of the format by far, and you would just see it way too often. It wouldn't be like good. Like I think it's not healthy for Burning Abyss to be one of the top decks like every format. So yeah, I think Virgil should go to 1. Next card I think should go to 1. You got Mask Change second. I really don't like this card, but I love it simultaneously because I think that Mask Change second is a good card when you use it, but I hate seeing it when my opponent has it because they can go into Burning Abyss, Shadows, all those other decks. They can go into Dark Law. I saw people playing Mask Change second and they discard a Nekroz and stuff, and well, they would get rid of one of their Nekrozes and discard a Ritual spell, and then they would summon an Acid, blow up all the back row, and then they'd be able to go and do the whole recycling thing by banishing the spell and stuff, and it's just stupid. It's just like, it's not fair because it works in Nekroz. Any deck with Dark Monsters can summon Dark Law, which is really stupid. It's a discard outlet for Burning Abyss, so Burning Abyss could go play any Burning Abyss, turn it into a Dark Law, and discard Scarm and get a Scarm Surge. And you could search Tour Guide for next turn if you want to go into a Dante or a Virgil. Well, actually, no, I don't think Virgil. You can't go into Virgil from Tour Guide, but it's just stupid. I don't think Mask Change second should be even around. I would say ban it, but it's still a semi-balanced card from that 1 discard effect. So yeah, and the monsters have to be the same attribute and have a level less. But yeah, it's just crazy, like seeing Nekroz players make acid off of almost all of their cards, like Unicorn, and it's just stupid. Or I saw another Nekroz player run 1 Dark Law, and sorry about that, and he turned what's it called, a Jin into a Dark Law, and that was stupid. And then he can still banish it from his grave and just set up an insane field. So I think Mask Change second go to 1. And next up, these are all Nekroz hits. Nekroz stuff is too new, so they're probably not going to hit anything. And if they would, they'd probably just hit like Brio or something. But first up, you got Preparations Are Right. Searches almost the entire deck. I just don't think it searches Valkyris. And you can also get spell cards back, which is stupid. Definitely should go to 1. You got Manju, because you can search your deck for either a ritual monster or spell, which is really dumb. And then you got Senju, because you can search for a monster card. So I think that this would just cut the inconsistency, well, the consistency basically in half. All you have is the Nekroz effects for searching. And I know that OCG has those same bans, and Nekroz is still a deck, and I get that, and I think that's what should happen. I think that Nekroz should still be one of the top decks, not the best deck of the format, but I still think it should be one of the top decks, and Konami wouldn't go and completely destroy the deck right now because it just had a new set that came out with all the cards in it, so they wouldn't do that. So I think that all these are good hits because they because Nekroz just, like, they shouldn't be gone. And it's cool that there's a good ritual deck, and I know they can shut you down, but if you ban Jin and then put all these to one, Nekroz would be a pretty fair deck to play against instead of being able to ditch search, go through all these searchings, make it so they can't special summon a whole bunch of crazy things. So I think all three of those should be limited. Next up, we got Qliphort Scout. Definitely should go to one. A lot of Qliphort players can reuse Scout and things like that by using like climate change and putting it back from your hand, from your face-up extra deck. And you really only need one Scout to win the game because you can get a search off of it. And then if you run the old Trampolinks build, which a lot of people don't run anymore, you can just bounce back Scout and play it again and still get your scale. So, like, I think Scout could stay at one, still be reused, still be good, never be bad. And Qliphorts would still be a deck. They still wouldn't be unfair, but they'd still be a deck with Sacrifice and Scout. I think that's, like, what should happen. With no Sacrifice, they can't get any crazy search plays, and they can't really completely win a game with, like, two cards, with one Qliphort Scout. So, yeah. Should definitely be at one. And now we're at the cards that should go to two. We have Rescue Rabbit. I think it should go to two, maybe even three. I might even say go to three because, like, that's Rabbit wouldn't change the game at all because it's just not, like, it's not that good. Like, there's so many one card XYZs in this game, and if you play him and you go into a Logia or you go to a Dulka, then you could just if you go to a Logia or go to a Dulka, you can negate things, sure. If you do a whole bunch of other things, you can go into other monsters, like, you can use it in Evil Swarms. Evil Swarms won't be too crazy with two Rabbit. I just think that Rabbit is an extremely balanced card. I think it was stupid back in the day, but now it got really power creeped because you gotta use your normal summon for it. And if you draw two vanillas, two of the same vanilla, then, like, in Evil Swarms, then that's like a dead Rabbit. So, I think two is 100% fine for Rabbit, so that's why I think I should go to two. And then I think Tour Guide should go to two, because Burning Abyss use this a lot, and, like, every deck in the format uses this with Scarm. So I think that if you had two Tour Guides and two Scarms, the Tour Guide engine wouldn't be as crazy to use. And I also think it should go to two, because if Dino Rabbit goes back to three, I think it should be at two. But if it goes back to three, having three Tour Guides also would be a little crazy, because you can go for all the Levier plays and just do a whole bunch of crazy things. But yeah, I definitely think that Tour Guide should go to two. And then for the to three, these are pretty much self-explanatory. I think Cyberstein should go to three, because you can really only use it once, unless you're, like, playing a deck that increases your life points a bunch. And it summons any fusion monster from your fusion deck and attack. Well, actually, your extra deck, it's not fusion deck anymore, summons it and attack. But I mean, like, you're not really going to see this happen a lot. And then if this card gets compulsed after you use the effect, or the card they summon gets compulsed, or if you negate the card that they summon, then Cyberstein's useless. You essentially lose the game, because you have a 700 attack guy. You wasted your normal summon. The only way you can get this to work is if you have a deck built around it. So, yeah, I just think it's not that good. And I think it should definitely go to three. And then also to three, now thinking about it, this should be at two, not three. But try Infecting Virus. I mean, you have to use your normal summon for it. It only works good for stun decks. Sure, you can blow up the entire field against certain decks, but if you're playing against Burning Abyss, if you call Fiend, they're getting a whole bunch of searches and things. So it's not that crazy. And all these pluses. Shadows, window can't be destroyed by card effects. All the other cards will get them pluses because they're sent to the graveyard by a card effect. Qliphort, they go on top of the extra deck. The only deck I can think of that this would semi-work against is Nekroz, but the problem with that is that most of them are different types. So this really wouldn't affect the meta. Only thing I can think of that would actually destroy is, like, Satellars. It wouldn't destroy them. Like, you can summon it and you can blow up their entire field because they're all warriors. But if they make an XYZ that's not, like, a warrior, then they can just have that sit on board when you do this. So, like, Tribe Infecting Virus isn't that dumb. I think it should be back at three. So, yeah. I think what should happen with that. And that is my predicted banlist predictions or discussion. Is there anything you should think get banned or limited? Tell me in the comments. Because this is my definitive list. It took a lot of thinking. Last Day of Witch definitely should be banned. No, I'm just kidding. But I definitely think that all these are in a great spot, and I think a lot of these are realistic. Nothing too crazy except for maybe the Rabbit to 2, because I feel like Konami forgot about that. and Monster Reborn coming back is a tiny bit crazy. But yeah, this is what I think should happen. Tell me if you think something else should be limited, banned in the comments. Tell me if my picks were wrong, if there was better ones. Please let me know. I just want to know your guys' opinion. I like to open these things up for discussion. So yeah, there's like, comment, subscribe, share, because sharing means caring. This is Shanks, and I'm out. Peace.